Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Coach the Coach Radio. Brought to you by the Business RadioX Ambassador Program, the no-cost business development strategy for coaches who want to spend more time serving local business clients and less time selling them. Go to brxambassador.com to learn more. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Coach the Coach Radio, and this is going to be a good one. Today we have with us Rebecca Gold, the Gold Standard Coach. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you, Lee. So happy to be here.
Well, I'm excited to learn what you're up to. Tell us a little bit about the Gold Standard Coach. How you serving folks?
All right. Well, I'm excited to share that. Couple of things that I'm doing that I'm pursuing really well right now is I have a team of coaches. So I'm serving coaches by giving them a platform to use that includes pretty much every tool, resource, support, and anything that you could possibly think of to be a business coach. So it's really exciting, and we're just killing it. It's great.
Now, tell us a little bit about your backstory. How did you get involved in coaching?
Well, I started off, I was a business owner for about 20 years in the plumbing, heating, and cooling space. I know, so odd. 20 years ago, there was no women in that space, but I started out early and built a couple companies and sold them, had a lot of success. And so after that, I actually went into a boot camp for a while, doing fitness boot camp. And it was in the fitness industry that I discovered coaching, because I found that clients told me a lot of things I wasn't prepared to handle. So I was like, wow, what do I do with this? Oh my gosh. So I ended up going to life coaching and getting certified in life coaching originally through the Robbins Madonna Center, which is Tony Robbins. And at that point, a National Association for Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling reached out to me and said, hey, we heard you're becoming a coach. We'd love to have you business coach for us. So I did that for about 5 years and traveled. I did on sites and traveled all over the country and coached a ton of companies. And it was really fun and really exciting to give back to the industry I did so well in. And so that's where I got, and I also went back and got business coach certified too during that time. So it was just really fun and exciting to be in that space and just help people in an industry that I so loved. So that's where I got started. And then when I left there, I was just done traveling. This was pre-COVID. I was done traveling and I didn't want to go in the air anymore. So I decided to branch out in my own. And that's when I was looking for something different than what I was doing. And I stumbled upon this platform that I'm using and helping coaches. And I still work with business owners and do masterminds and things like that. But I love helping these coaches, these business coaches, build their businesses. It's really fun.
Now, I've had the pleasure of doing this show for a while, so I've got to chat with a variety of business coaches and different types of coaches over the past few months. And I've found that a lot of them are great at what they do. Like there's a lot of passionate folks with a lot of expertise and really want to serve people and help people get to the next level. But some of them struggle just with the kind of the business side of running a coaching business, which maybe is a little different than other kind of businesses. Do you find that?
I do. I find that they struggle not only with the business side, which is kind of crazy to me, because if you're a business coach, you should be able to master, and you need to master running your own business, right? I love to talk about coaching with integrity. And for me, integrity is one of the biggest things that's important in my personal value system. So I love to work with coaches and help them get there where they're running a really successful business and be able to translate that into how they're helping their clients do the same. So I love when you can walk your talk and really understand your own financials. And do you need insurance? That a lot of them don't even know you need errors and emissions insurance. You need to run your coaching business like a real business. So it's really nice to be able to take them on their own journey and sit with them and figure out where they're at and where they want to go, just like they do with their clients. But like, the shoemaker's shoes, right? They don't all take the time to do that with their own business. How do I grow it? How am I going to scale? How am I going to build my foundation so it's strong and goes through the future? What's my exit strategy? If there's not me, how's my coaching business existing? So I love being able to do that with people.
So now you mentioned the succession part, and that's an interesting conversation to have for a coach, because a lot of coaches are kind of the business. So how does a coach who is kind of the name on the door, how do they kind of sell their practice, or is it even possible for them to sell their practice if that's their model?
It is. You just really have to think about, I always tell coaches, especially the ones startups and early coaches, think about your life, think about your model that you want to have. What model are you going to build that fits in with your life plan? Are you retiring in 5 years? Are you retiring in 30 years? What does that look like? How do you build a business that has an exit strategy? So we talk about those things. And some of the ways, outside the traditional one-on-one coaching is where you get caught up in trading an hour of your time, which is not so sellable, right, for an hour of income. So how do you, within the parameters of being a coach, kind of get yourself where you're a little bit more well-rounded and you do have an exit strategy? So some of the ways that we talk about and I talk about with my clients is a lot of different things. Yes, you can keep your one-on-one coaching because a lot of them, that's the fire and the passion. They really want to have that relationship with their clients, that one-on-one. But there's things that you can do along with that, like mastermind groups or group coaching, courses. There's different strategies you can take that you can integrate them all together, building a team like I have. I have a whole team of coaches. So there's just a lot of different paths you can take depending on, same way you coach your clients. You're going to hear me talk just like a coach, depending on where you want to be, what you're, where you're going, where you're heading, how do you get from where you are now to that with that extra strategy in mind at some time at the end.
So now, how do you help your clients build these additional revenue streams? Is that one of the kind of early conversations, is you try to determine how many different revenue streams they have and then just try to keep incrementally adding to it?
Yeah, it's early in that when I talk to a coach who potentially might become on my team is usually how I help coaches. They end up on my team, which means they don't work for me. They still own their own business. I just give them tools and resources and support and all the things they need to build their own successful business. So that conversation is really early on because it's really important that they themselves understand their journey. Where are they going? What do they want? What is their why? Again, I just always go back to, these are the same things you're going to work with your clients on. We need to make sure you're on the same path yourself and you're implementing your own advice. So we're going to do that and we're going to plan out. Some people just want to one-on-one coach and they don't need, that supplemental income or that retirement income because they've retired from a job somewhere and they've gone into coaching. There's just different scenarios. So I tend to talk through that with all of the people that I work with, and we figure out what is the right path for them.
Now, you've mentioned utilizing mastermind groups. Can you talk about, first, for the people who aren't familiar, what a mastermind group is, and then how you leverage mastermind groups for additional revenue for your team?
Yeah. Mastermind groups, in my opinion, personally, are the best, absolutely best thing to use on the entire planet. Napoleon Hill was a genius. If you haven't read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, go get it. Go get it now. Push the button, Amazon, get the book. I fully support that book. It's amazing. And basically a mastermind is the coming together of collaboration of multiple minds towards one common goal. So your mind is great, but we're not the end all be all, each one of us individually. So to get a collective group of minds who are pursuing the same dream and heading in the same direction will exponentially expand not only your knowledge, but the speed at which you get there. So that's what masterminds are about. And if you're a business coach, you can certainly do them with business owners, and whether it's you do it by size or just different business owners or business owners in a niche, you'll find such success. And there's all kinds of programs out there on how to do them, how to put them together, what they look like, how you run it, things like that. But they are really a great source of income because you might have Some masterminds are really big. I like the small, intimate ones because I still, as a coach, love that feeling and that getting to know people like the one-on-one people do. And so I like to run them 8-10 people, but that you can charge a significant income, from each person as part of the group, because they're going to grow ultimately faster and get to their dreams faster by being part of the mastermind than even being in a one-on-one situation. So you get, for that hour, instead of working with one person, you might be working with 10. So it's going to get your income up. And also that is something that's it's viable you could sell a group that's been together for a long time. So there's, a great benefit in that as well. So it's a win-win all the way around for you as a coach and for your clients. Now,
what's the rhythm you recommend a mastermind group coming together?
As far as coming together, like right now, I'm in the midst of I have a new group launching next month, Mastermind Group. And it's about one of the biggest problems in business today, which is recruiting, training, and retention. That's what it's based on for businesses, small to medium-sized enterprises. And there's going to be a course and the mastermind together. It's going to be a year long because there's a lot to implement to get yourself to be the business of choice. So my next one is going to be based upon that. So it actually has a subject matter rather than just a free open mastermind, which you can do either. And so I'm putting it out there to actually my niche industry, which was the plumbing, heating, cooling industry. They're having huge troubles in that right now. And so it's really, really exciting and really propel businesses forward. So, I'm bringing it on as a subject, but you don't have to. It can just be a group of like-minded people. And then you can run an agenda. Usually an agenda runs something like you talk about each person gets 10 minutes or so on a hot seat. They talk about their wins and gratitudes that week. They talk about what their challenges were from the last meetings, goals that they decided they were going to do. So you talk about that, and the whole group contributes. It's not just a facilitator talking. The entire group gets involved to propel that person's challenges forwards and help them solve them. So it's really powerful. And then from there, they talk about what they're going to do in the next 2 weeks, and the group holds them accountable to get it done, which is humongous. I think that's the biggest benefit of it all.
And then the person facilitating the group is paid something per person. That's the model?
Yes. Yeah. You would charge per person for each person that joins the group.
And then when they work with you, you help them set that up. You help them create the agenda and help them with the tools in order to help them execute that on a regular basis?
Yes, absolutely. And I run my own masterminds with my team.
So they
all get each other's input as well.
So it's like Russian nesting dolls.
I guess kind of, you could say that.
So now I would imagine that when you're around like-minded people that are kind of behaving with integrity and walking the same walk, then you get a lot of great advice and it can really accelerate your business pretty quickly.
Yes, absolutely. And that is the point of a mastermind. That's exactly what it's for. And all kinds of things come out of them. Sometimes you find someone you're going to collaborate with and you end up starting a whole new thing, which is super exciting, right? Sometimes you really meld with one or two people in the group and you become lifetime friends, and you help each other, all of the next 20, 30 years. It's really incredible.
Now, if you were to give advice to a coach right now about, say, a topic like generating leads for their business, would it be kind of starting a mastermind group, or do you have a different strategy to generate leads?
You could use that as one, but you have to kind of have some leads to get them into a mastermind group. So really right now, at this very moment, it changes so fast because of digital marketing, right? So at this moment, what are we seeing in the digital market? We're seeing challenges. They're converting, right? People are doing 5-day challenges, 21-day challenges. They're converting really well. So that would be something that I might think about doing right now. Facebook groups is hot. Clubhouse is hot. So you just need to stay up on the trends, what's trending and what's working, and talk to other people. Join coaching groups on Facebook and LinkedIn. Talk to other coaches. What are you doing? Is it working? Are you converting? What are your stats? Ask for real numbers. I think people are really apt to help each other.
And then for you, what's the most rewarding part of this journey? It sounds like you've had multiple kind of adventures here in the business world, and you've tried different things. Which part for you has been the most rewarding?
Always when someone that I'm working with just blows up. I mean, everything they wanted, they've gone way beyond. They're super excited. I love working with people, implementers. If they're not, I don't work with people who don't implement. It's a big thing for me because I want them to succeed. So when I watch them go from where we started to beyond the expectations that they had is really exciting. Being whether it's a business owner, a coach in a group setting, it doesn't really matter how they get there. It's just when they get there, the celebration it lights me up and it fires me up to keep going.
And then something you've been doing for a while are these e-learning courses. Can you talk about how what some of them are and then how some people can get a hold of them or get involved with them?
Yes. We have, as part of the resources I was talking about, we have an e-learning system that's made for business owners. It's how they set the foundation so they're not one of the statistics of the 85% of businesses that go out. So we need to build that solid foundation for these businesses so that when they scale, the house doesn't collapse, right? So the e-learning system is based on that. It's a weekly video system that comes out. It's 30 to 45 minutes per video with some homework for the business owner. And it covers everyone. There's 104 of them. So it covers everything. We're talking about everything from how to goal set, time management, vision statements, mission statements, core values, you name it, it's covered. A market dominating position or unique selling proposition, depending on how you look at it. So it covers like a lot of stuff that's really fundamental for business owners to be doing in their business. And a lot of the really small businesses don't know these things. They don't know how to do it. So as a coach, it gives you, hey, watch this video, do the homework. Let's talk about it on our call. And then make sure they follow through, make sure they're doing it right, guide them when they're confused or they just, don't understand, and help them get that solid foundation that they need. And the way to get a hold of that, really just contact me and I'd be happy to chat with you about it.
And then if somebody wants to, you don't do one-on-one coaching anymore, or do you still do some of that, or it's mostly group or e-learning?
I still do one-on-one coaching. I have some clients with that, but I also have a whole team, and my entire team does one-on-one coaching. So if I come across somebody who wants one-on-one coaching, it's not a fit with me because I believe all coaches and clients fit or they don't. I have an entire team that I can refer to, so that's pretty cool. And I also, do concentrate more on the group coaching and masterminding now. But I still will do one-on-one coachings if I feel it's like the right fit for me and the potential person that wants coaching.
Now, you've been working a lot with coaches now, and but you're kind of industry agnostic at this point, right? It doesn't really matter.
Correct. When I'm working with coaches, particularly, yes. The coaches that I do work with, I talk a lot to them. Again, in the very beginning, we talk a lot about niches. And where they're going, what's their specialty, what are they passionate about, what excites them and lights their fire as far as who they work with. Because I think throwing a wide net or a wide blanket is not the path to success. So I tend to have conversations with them about where they want to go as far as that's concerned, so they can narrow that down and really talk to the audience that fits for them.
Yeah, we say here, niches brings riches. So I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
And if somebody wants to learn more and get a hold of you or somebody on your team, what's the website?
The website is thegoldstandardcoach.com. Again, that's thegoldstandardcoach.com.
Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for sharing your story today. You're doing such important work, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me, Lee. I really enjoyed speaking with you.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Coach the Coach Radio.